Rant summer is here. Head on over to AJsRANTroom.com. We got all of your summer needs covered. From bathing suits to swim trunks, flip-flops and tote bags, towels, tanks, and muscle shirts. Oh, and you can't forget about the visors and the hats. It's lit. So head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and get your summer poppin'. You won't be disappointed. It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed. Welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Well, actually, technically, my Monday. Sorry about yesterday. Never do something you don't do regularly and then think you're gonna be okay the next day. So, yeah. So it was my sister's birthday, and there was some last minute gathering at her house that she didn't even know was happening, that my other sister coordinated, and I didn't find out till 2 hours before. And I don't drink like that, so here I am drinking wine and what is that, sangria and a shot. Hey, I was not okay yesterday. I missed everything yesterday. I missed the gym. I missed the live stream. I missed everything. Everything I was supposed to do yesterday has been compacted into Tuesday. So here I am. So we're probably gonna give you a little bit longer of a lunch hour, right? But we're here. We made it. Hallelujah. Praise God. Anyway, so David Justice, for those who don't know who David Justice is, he should be a Hall of Fame baseball player. But for some reason, the Baseball Hall of Fame has these weird rules, and one of them is he was eligible in 2008 for the Hall of Fame, but for some reason, because he only got one vote, he could never appear on a ballot again. I don't know. I have to look into that. I didn't even know that was a thing with the Baseball Hall of Fame, but apparently that is. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about his baseball career. I'm here to talk about his marriage and his relationship to Halle Berry. Shut up, Inked. Um, so yeah, I mean, I forgot. I mean, I barely knew about this relationship or whatever, but it's just so funny that he decided to talk about it like 5 billion years later. And this is what he had to say.
We never had any major issues like that. Mm-hmm. It's just that because I was young and had only been in, honestly, one real relationship before her, my my knowledge and my understanding, my wisdom around relationships just wasn't vast. So I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy. So in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean,
Traditional.
and then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues.
Mm. I don't cook, I don't clean. I don't know why that reminded me of that lyric in WAP. I don't cook, I don't clean. And that's why you're single. Um, there's nothing wrong with being traditional in that way. There's nothing wrong with keeping the household tidy. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's also Halle Berry. Like she obviously at this time she was a very ambitious actress. Like, clearly wanted to be a superstar. There was no way she was cleaning the house, bro. But again, I don't even know why 49 years later we're talking about this, but apparently, somebody wanted to ask him about it. I don't know if he's ever talked about it. I don't even follow David Justice like that, but the fact that he just popped up out of nowhere was like, yeah, I was married to Halle Berry. Um, fun fact for the couple: they got married on New Year's Day in 1993. They resided in Sandy Springs, Georgia, because remember he played for the Braves. They separated on February 22nd, 1996, and they got divorced on June 20th, 1997. Um, it was a contentious divorce, and it ended with Berry seeking a restraining order against Justice. Listen, there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. So whatever it was, it didn't work out. Clearly, it wasn't meant for these two light-skinned people to reproduce, and life went on, and they went on and had children with other people. And we all know Halle Berry's a little kooky. And so maybe he made the best decision, maybe he didn't. Who knows? But it is what it is. It just you should have kept that for does he have a memoir? I don't know. If he has a memoir, you should have kept it for the memoir. But I'm sure there's more details he'll share if he ever writes one, if he has one already. Anyway, moving on. Just little tidbit of Ozzy Osbourne once again showing us how to be the best husband in the world, and how to really do the damn thing in your marriage. Because I forgot how long him and Sharon were married. They've probably been married forever, longer than most of us have been alive. But before he passed away, he made a change to his will. He wanted to have his wife Sharon. He wanted her to receive a dozen black roses delivered to her every week until she dies. That's crazy dope. That's the template right there. Ozzy just gave y'all the key to everything. If you do nothing, first of all, have your paperwork together. But of course, Sharon Osbourne is his wife. Of course, the paperwork was gonna be together. Because I'm sure Ozzy didn't give a damn about any of the paperwork. He's like, I just want to die. But but to add that little touch to the will, and every week she's gonna get a dozen black roses until she's no longer here. I think it's a pretty dope gesture, and I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, listen, if you're gonna do it right. If you're gonna really make the commitment, make the damn commitment. Some people just don't want to make the commitment. And it is what it is. People gonna do what they do. But and I don't know if y'all saw like footage of the funeral. It was just David, obviously, you've been with somebody. Basically, that she's probably been with him more than half her life and more than half his life. So really that's all y'all both really knew was each other. So that's crazy, and now you have to figure out however many more years you're gonna be here, you have to figure out how you're going to navigate that. And Well, you imagine you like open the will is being read and you're like, oh wow, that's crazy. He made that provision. So yeah, I mean, if you're married out there and you have a will and testament, add a little romance, post mortem romance to your situation. So even if she does move on, she'll never forget you. Anyway, so yes, so let's talk about our favorite topic, abortion. Because we love abortion here, don't we? Anyway, Angela Stanton King recently appeared on a podcast. I don't know the name of the podcast, but of course, here go black people. Angela Stanton King. She rocked with Trump, and all of that stuff. And why didn't she like get Trump to get us reparations? Why is always on the Republicans' lap to get y'all reparations? Why we always gotta hold up the mantle for the reparations? It ain't our responsibility at this point. Y'all abandoned us. Why aren't y'all homies getting y'all the reparations? That reparations thing has been in committee for like 3,000 years. It's gonna be in committee forever. I'm gonna just let y'all know that it ain't never gonna be not in committee. But anyway, here's the exchange on the podcast.
Why you didn't ask Donald Trump for our reparations, Queen?
Why y'all ain't asked Joe Biden and Kamala for reparations?
Oh my God.
I mean, Joe Biden and Kamala was in office for 4 years. They ran on a whole, like Donald Trump ain't never promised reparations. But Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, I'm for reparations, whoever want to pass them. I don't think we ever gonna get them. Right? They feel like our reparations is abortion. That's why Kamala ran a whole campaign and did an HBCU tour on reproductive rights, because they feel like our reparations is abortion. Like, that's why we can't get reparations, because we keep asking them for a right to kill the kids that we can't take care of. So what I'm gonna give you money for? You gonna go abort it anyway? You don't need no money.
Damn. I mean, oh man, did she lie? Listen, look at it, look at it, look at it. Y'all continue to go back to the party and who y'all claim is for y'all and want the best for y'all. Meanwhile, y'all keep getting nothing out the deal. But so according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the abortion rates, and this was 2021, we'll do 2024 in a moment, but in 2021, there black women led the charge. What black women are, what, 6% of the population? So 6% of the population led the charge with 28.6 abortions per 1,000 women. Hispanic women came in second with 12.3 abortions per 1,000 women, and white women came in third with 6.4 abortions per 1,000 women. Now, y'all remember the whole argument? Y'all remember the whole argument when Roe v. Wade was turned over, that this was about white women, about white people? My mic is wigging. Uh-oh. Hold on. Do. Let's restart the board, not the not the stream. Hold on. Are we back? Okay, I'm breaking up. Okay, I'm talking again. Are we fine now? This is why I don't look at comments, but then you have to look at them. uh, So we good now for all the people. We fine. Be fine. Be fine. We fine now. We good. We back on track. Well, sounds fine to me. So I'm just gonna keep talking. Um, according to the CDC, yes, restart your link. Hit the refresh. Refresh. According to the Centers for Disease Control, the abortion rates by race. Oh, I read that already. What was I saying before I got distracted? Oh yeah. So oh, white women. So remember when white women the claim was this was to expand the white race because white people were having less babies and having these crazy abortions, and then come to find out black women were having all the most of the abortions, followed by Hispanic women, and white women were getting abortions but not at the same rate as black women. And then you would bring that up and be like, well, we poor, we ain't got this, we ain't got that, but you're opening your legs. It's called accountability. It's called you're in control. You have control. You have control over the clam purse. You got control over who you let shoot up the club. So I don't understand. I don't get it. But in 2024, according to the Centers for Disease Control, so don't attack me, attack the CDC, because apparently they like to do things like collect the data from the children that you turned into face cream. So in 2024, abortion rates in the United States varied by race and ethnicity, with women of color leading the charge at higher rates compared to white women. Specifically, black women had the highest abortion rate, followed by Hispanic women and then white women. So in 2024, the abortion rate for black women was nearly 3 times higher than that of white women. They also accounted for a disproportionate high percentage of all abortions, which some sources include over 38% of all abortions in the United States. So, yeah. Was this to get more white women to reproduce, or was it to get y'all asses to reproduce? So I think Angela Stanton King might be onto something here. I think there's another little part that might be missing from her argument, but this is definitely a big part of it. Y'all are the loudest, most ridiculous ones. I see a bunch of white people, generally mostly white people, protesting, trying to get people to not kill their children at these abortions. I remember one time I drove past one of them places, and they're like the white people like with the signs or whatever, and you see like this black woman getting out, I guess a Uber or Lyft or whatever. She's getting out, she's trying to go in, and they're just like, can you talk? Can you talk to us? Can you talk to us? Blah blah blah. And she didn't care, and she was just like, oh God, and I'm just like, this is crazy. We have literally convinced black women that the key to success, happiness, and prosperity is to kill your offspring. Hmm, interesting. And these people that we're aborting, these people could have been on the trajectory to contribute great things to the world, but we'll never know, unfortunately, because now they've been injected into someone's knee to help their knee heal. But we'll leave that alone. Um, the abortion rate for Hispanic women are 2 times higher than that of white women, and white women are at the bottom of the totem pole in terms of abortion. Meanwhile, there's probably 3 or 4 times more white women than black women in this country, but for some reason, you're outpacing them by leaps and bounds in the abortion arena. And we're just not supposed to mention it. We're not supposed to say anything. We're supposed to act like it's not happening, much like in the Washington, D.C. thing that's coming up. Just act like it, we don't see it. No, what are you talking about? Oh, no. No. It's your right to choose. The premise of abortion, the original premise was to be safe, legal, and rare. We got rid of rare right out the gate. Because I think that first year that Roe v. Wade was passed, women went buck wild, right? So what happened to the rare part? I get the safe and the legal part, but now y'all having a free fall. So I would just like to know. Shout out to Timber Talk on Kick. Yes, I'm on Kick. You can follow me at AJ's Rant Room on Kick. I have no following, nobody over there yet. I literally just started the account like last week. So if you have a Kick account, go follow your boy over there. Anyway, and so you're convincing me that because you're poor or because you're disadvantaged or because you're in a marriage and y'all decided y'all didn't want more kids, but y'all still fucking raw, that somehow that's grounds for terminating somebody who didn't ask to be conceived. Because once you conceive a child, it's no longer about you. It's no longer about you two. You just a third person to consider, and sometimes a fourth and a fifth. Depending on if you have multiple babies in you. But for the most part, one other person to consider, right? So now that you've made the choice to have fun, do the horizontal mambo, that's on you. That's on nobody else. But anyway, and just the fact that people will make excuse after excuse after excuse, but that is your reparations right there. White liberal women have convinced you to kill your children, abandon your men, and act like you're the hottest thing since sliced bread because, of course, you're the most educated. Because, of course, having degrees means you're smart. No, if your community is in shambles, you can be the most educated, but you're dumb because you're out of order. You're so far out of order. But we don't ever want to have these conversations. We just want to talk about who has more money and who blah 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 blah. Whatever. I don't care. Abstinence is still an option, people. It is absolutely an option to not have sex. Just because you have an itch doesn't mean you should scratch it every single time. Yeah. I mean, we all have urges, wants, needs. I get it. But damn, every time? Or with people you don't really like, you don't really know like that. I mean, like I whatever. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. A little self-control won't hurt us here. You know what I'm saying? A little self-control won't hurt us here. But, let me shut up. Let me get off my soapbox and be very, very clear. You have been rewarded. You have been rewarded in executing your children. You have the free will. They even have scholarships or whatever they call them, like special budget lines at these abortion places where rich people literally donate to y'all. To specifically, I want abortions for black women. Lizzo did it, didn't she? Didn't Lizzo do it? Lizzo did it. I'm sure there's all other people. But God forbid I say, have some self-control. God forbid I say, it's okay, to not have sex. It's okay to still be a virgin in your 20s. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be a virgin in your 30s or your 40s. Whatever you want to do, it's okay. You don't have to have sex to survive. It's not a mandatory thing. But again, do what y'all want. But nobody wants to take accountability. Nobody cares about consequences or possible outcomes because I don't like to think of children as consequences. They're an outcome. They're a possible outcome of something you chose to participate in. Anyway. Oh, wow. I graduated high school 10 weeks pregnant. Amen. I ain't gonna be no statistic. And if anything, that should make you want to work harder. Exactly. Do what Kansas did. Work harder. There, you gotta do a little bit more work. because you chose to get it in. All right, well, you got it in. You're gonna have that baby. We don't vacuum our children around these parts. Lizzo spread eagle. You know what? Ugh. There was a video of Lizzo back when she was really fat, where she was like twerking and like the guys was like spraying the hoses on her. It was like white dudes, I think. They were like spraying like water hoses on her. It was so disgusting. I was like, ugh, ugh. Anyway, all right. Jesus. Shout out to Lumberjack for this story. I know. You're wondering what the hell is going on here. As did I. Oh man. All right. So of course, Lumberjack sends me this and I go down a rabbit hole. And apparently, because New Orleans is it's a very interesting city. I've been there several times. It's a very, very interesting city. This is called the Red Dress Run. So it's a now the New Orleans Red Dress Run is an annual event held on the second Saturday in August, organized by the New Orleans Hash House Harriers. Hopefully I said that right. Known as a drinking club with a running problem. This race is perfect for runners who enjoy a good drink as participants consume alcohol instead of the usual water. One of the largest events of its kind, it attracts participants from all over the world. The New Orleans Red Dress Run captures the essence of hashing. What's hashing? Essence of hashing, camaraderie, individuality, and adventure, offering a unique experience that blends global tradition with the vibrant charm of one of America's most dynamic cities. The major rule of participating is you must be 21 years old, making this an adults only event. All participants, both men and women, are required to wear their favorite red dress. Wearing the same dress 2 years in a row is considered bad manners. So, repeat participants can take advantage of a red dress swap to get a fresh look. The colorful attire, abundant alcohol, and fun atmosphere ensure a memorable party. Devil horns, bows, headdresses, beer cans, and heels, if they can be worn. Red dress runners have likely worn them. Thrift stores are a popular location for both men and women to find their outfits. And some participants have even gained viral fame with their flashy ensembles. Man, New Orleans, boy. I think I told my little New Orleans story one time. It- so I'm driving. I'm in, I guess, the French Quarter. I get that's the part with the raggedy ass streets. Those streets are terrible, man. I don't even know how these streets are legally open, but the streets are just terrible. They're like potholes every 2 feet, and I'm driving down this one street and there's like these people in the middle of the street and they're like dancing, they're like doing like and I'm bugging because at first I'm the only car going on the street, so I'm like, is this street even open? Like, did I make a wrong turn or something? And so a dude sees me, one of the dudes in the thing dancing, and he points at my car and he goes like this. And they part. And they're all just dancing and they're partying. And I drive through them and they're just like, I was like, yo, New Orleans is this is different. But it was fun. It was fun. I was glad I didn't go down the wrong street. Um I was happy to get the hell out of there. But it is what it is. It's a very unique city, but there's a story to this this photo that I'll tell in a moment, but here's a little clip on the actual event.
At Bourbon Street, and the streets are filled with red. There's a sea of red all over because of the 30th annual Red Dress Run. The run actually happened earlier this morning. It's a tradition that's about more than just the run itself, but it's about community, friendship, charity, and of course, a good time.
Beyond just running and just seeing the sense of community that's here in the city, being with friends, being with people you love, meeting new friends out here, running, getting sweaty, drinking beer, eating really good food.
Now, last year, Red Dress Run raised $150,000 for area nonprofits. Runners followed a 2-mile stretch from the entrance of Armstrong Park. And in an hour, you can change back into the white linen you wore last weekend at White Linen Night and head on over to Royal Street for Dirty Linen Night. The event is a follow-up to White Linen Night. Participants get to experience.
So you have White Linen Night the week before, and then you have the Red Dress Run, and then you have the Dirty Linen. Okay, I mean, have fun.
It's a more laid-back stroll through several dozen French Quarter and art galleries and shops. That starts at 6.
Okay. Wait it back. There we go. All right. So hold on. I don't have the graphics for these. Hold on. I thought I had them. Hopefully I have them in the folder. So these three, one of them, okay, so here's the tweet. Here's the tweet that went with. Here's a tweet. So the person says, it's actually not a tweet. I think this is threads. It says, this man and his homies went to New Orleans for the red dress event and his girlfriend making a huge fuss about it. He said, we're just a group of men not insecure about our masculinity and like doing fun things together. Question mark. What y'all think? Hold on. So you telling me what the fuck is masculine about any of this? You mad at the girlfriend for having an issue with her boyfriend, not saying he was going, first of all, to this event, and then he's there in a dress with his homies. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Say okay. Say you go out and y'all do the red dress run, right? Okay, fine. Y'all could put on the red dresses, but why y'all standing so close? that's not that's not look. Okay, so the girlfriend said this. Hold on, where's her? The girlfriend she was not here for it. She didn't like it. She hated it. And so she said, uh hold on. Why can't I see it? Wait, it's okay. He's like, so me and my homies went to this event, babe. I should have told you, finna send you some pics. She's like, oh, okay, babe. And then this is what this is what she sends. She said, boy, what the hell? She said, boy, what the hell? What type of gay shit you niggas got going on? Hell nah. Don't even bring your sweet ass back to this house. Bro. I think she would have preferred if you had just came out to her. What the fuck was the point of this? Just tell her what's up. You ain't gonna tell me that the three of y'all ain't doing nothing. The three of y'all ain't doing nothing. The three of y'all just boys. Oh man. Yes. Yes. At least the girlfriend is not one of these people up here co-signing the mess. Like, yeah, oh my God, look at Bay, look at my Bay. No, she was like, what the hell? She said, boy, what the She was done. She was done. She said, what the hell? Thank God for people with some wit, some sense, some intuition. You got, and I don't know which one is Bay. I don't know which one texts the I don't know which one it is, but all three of them look. Second of all, okay. So say you want to do the red dress run, right? Why would you not invite your girl to do the red dress run with you? Why wouldn't you invite her? Y'all could do the red dress run together. Hmm? That would be, in my opinion, a bigger display of your masculinity if you brought your woman with you, but you with your boys. Tony, you with your boys, bruh. Now I want to know which one it was. Like, which one sent this text and thought this was going to go over well. Because I'm pretty sure if she said that in the message, she already has said some stuff. She made it very clear that she ain't with the dog mess. And here y'all go. And then of course we have the fake out, oh my God, why are people so outraged, why are people having such a big issue with this. First of all, I never heard of this event until yesterday. I did the first time I ever heard of it. Like I said, New Orleans is a very interesting city. It's very eclectic. It's a very eclectic city. It has a very unique personality and very unique experiences. I will say that about New Orleans. But again, bring your woman to the event. Tony, we won't be going to this party. And I'm like, anyway. So let's listen to this person.
Walk me through the thought process real quick. Y'all don't want down low men. You don't want men to be cheating. You don't want men to be cheating on y'all with men. You don't want men to have secrets. You want men to be open about their sexuality. However, you then hop in that comment section in the 2025 Red Dress Run in NOLA that happens every fucking year for a charity event. And it's not just black gay men there. There are the theys, the thems, the she's. I've seen everything there.
Did he have his breakfast? Let me stop. Um, I'm such a jerk. Anyway, um, here's the thing: who was doing the bulk of the posting? Who's doing the bulk of the posting? I couldn't find one white woman. Like there's one video I saw with like the actual run itself, and you see yes different people in the run, right? But who's doing the most social media posting? Who's sending stuff to their girlfriends? Well, now ex-girlfriends. So yeah, people are gonna have commentary. You act like people act like because something happens in their bubble that everybody else knows about it. New Orleans is a little bubble, right? Like I said, it is a very little eclectic bubble. So when y'all post something like this for the world to see and the world don't know it happens, yeah, there's going to be some visceral reactions to it. Because guess what? Nobody really knows about this event unless you live in New Orleans or unless you're invited to it. Someone says from out, and you're like, well, do you want to go? And like, hell no. But so sitting here acting like the world knows about this event happens every year is ridiculous. I didn't know about this till yesterday.
And you hop in that comment section and you become your most homophobic self.
Okay. What's his argument here?
Make that make sense for me. Because every single time a new download warrior comes out, a new man that's been uncovered, oh my gosh, I wish men would just live in their truth. Oh,
What the hell does this have to do with DL men? What does this have to do with the download? Is this something that I missed here? I don't know. Well, clearly, Red Dress Man. I mean, Red Dress Man texts his whole girlfriend saying, "Hey, babe, I went to an event," and she's like, "Oh, great, babe." What the fuck? So, wait a minute. Come on now.
okay, now you have men living in their truth, and now you're still upset. So what really is it? What really is it? And then I saw this comment several times. Oh my gosh, they got our black men. Bitch, these people do not belong to you.
Oh, now they don't belong to us. Now they don't belong to us. Okay. 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 This is exhausting. It's not a belong to you thing as a more of it's a societal norm, or we've become accustomed to it, that sort of black people always seems to be the guinea pigs for all of these things. And again, y'all are the most vocal ones. Y'all are the ones posting the most. I mean, what was the point? If you don't want to be if anything you don't want critiqued, don't post on social media. You're posting to a world of people who don't think like you, don't believe like you, don't live like you, don't act like you, don't different. They're just different. And the fact that you're living in that world and you think that you're going to post something to social media and what is just going to go to black people who understand, no, it's going to everybody. It's going to everybody. And the thing is, if you have a real issue with it, limit your comments or turn your comments off. That's another option. But y'all, whatever.
These people, you may be in community with these people, you may have some type of association with them, but you don't own these motherfuckers. They don't owe you shit. And what's so crazy is, per another creator, these men are openly black gay men. They were never looking at you. They were never looking for you. So whether or not, you were never on their radar. You were
Okay, what's the point of this?
you were going to continue to be single. Sis? Yes? And you know what? Let's stop beating around the bush. I know what it is. I'm just asking a rhetorical question at this point. I know exactly what it is. It is that y'all don't want gay people to exist in the black community, period.
Oh, Lord. A bit dramatic much? You can't post something and get mad when people slap back. You can't get mad. How you gonna get mad when people slap back? Especially if you doing something really out of the norm. You at the red dress event. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? I go to the red dress event and then I post it. That might be my first ratioed video. But the fact that you had to sneak to the event and not tell your woman you going to the event, that's the issue. You couldn't even tell your woman before you went. You bought this dress. I don't know how far you traveled, but you traveled. And then bam, she looks down at her phone and her boyfriend is in a dress with his, I don't know which one he is in the picture, but perched. Either all of them are like, it's very close and very gay.
We know that's what's up, because the amount of times that we've shown up for black women, that we've shown up for women to bat for their cause, do we ever get that back? Rarely. However, we continue to do it because why? black women are part of the black community. We can't say the same has been this with y'all. We can't say that when one of us gets affected, that y'all have that same approach to this situation. Oh, black gay men are part of the black community, so let me show up for them as they would for us.
I don't have anything.
Hello. Y'all just don't want black gay men to exist, period. And that's just not going to happen. So I don't know what y'all have to do to cope with that. I don't know what y'all have to do to get over it. Because y'all, you damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like, I don't understand. You DL, if you DL, you get shunned. You get, even though the reason why we have down low men, let's talk about it. Hello? Should I go there as well? This is an example of why we have down low men, because they see how y'all treat openly gay black men.
First of all, can we just stop with the violence like already? When you are truly confident in who you are, when you know who you are, you don't give a frog's fat ass about anybody's opinion. You ain't crying about it. You ain't, oh my God, why don't you accept me? Nobody cares. You don't care. You don't care. I've seen I don't know the person's name, but they're like this he's terrible. He can't sing, he can't dance, but he insists on posting his shit on social media, right? And every time he posted, everyone goes in on the comments. The straight people, the gay people, everybody like, this is terrible. You can't sing, you can't dance, this is lazy. And he don't care. He don't care. He's gonna keep performing. He's gonna keep funding his own career. He's gonna keep doing it. Why? Because he thinks he's great. That's a person that's truly confident in themselves. They're not going home saying, "Oh, I got nasty comments. I'm gonna limit my comments." You don't care. When you get to the place where you don't care, you don't care. So I don't even know how this gets to a connection. Um, LJ's on kick, Tony. But how do you how do you get to the reach of DL men from black men wearing dresses at an event and then posting it on social media like nobody was going to have a critique? People are going to critique. That's what they do. Whether it's mean, nasty, vindictive, whatever it is, you posted it, so therefore it's open to all of the different opinions, right? Now, if you don't share it and somebody decides they want to put something out there about you that you don't want to share, not ready to share, or it's none of your fucking business, that's totally different, right? That's totally different. But if you're sharing it openly, then you put yourself up for critique. I don't understand why we're crying about this.
Why the fuck would a man want to come out? I've been saying this shit since 2022, since I got on this app. The reason why a lot of download men exist is not because they just want to be discreet and have their shit on privacy mode. No, it's because they are witness to how the black community, who is not part of the LGBTQIA, treats openly black gay men. Y'all know my story if you've been following for a very long time. Y'all know that before I was open about who I am, I was this download little church boy.
I'm about to turn these lights off. Wait a minute. 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 He said he was down low. Okay, maybe he meant down low like everybody knew it. Maybe he meant everybody knew it. but nobody said anything. Maybe that's his version of download. Cause there ain't no way you walking in there and look at this dude to be like, I don't really know. Is he? Is he? I don't.
And the things that I've heard that people would say about successful black gay men who I was looking up to at the time, these were men who were running businesses, who were running profit companies that kept black youth off the street in the summer when they was not in school. Like successful black gay men. I've heard them be called a waste of a man. I've heard them be called, oh my gosh, look at all that man gone to waste. Y'all don't want openly black gay men.
The reason why women say that is because you have good genes. There you not well not you, but the reason why they say that is because they're basically like, damn, these are good genes that need to be reproduced, and they're not going to reproduce. Like, or they may reproduce, but more than likely you're not going to. But they're not saying, oh, because they don't want you to be alive. Oh, please stop with the theatrics.
Just say that shit. Y'all don't want gay black men, period. Y'all feel like it's an attack on the masculinity of black men when this fucking not. And y'all act like this masculinity thing and this femininity thing, it belongs to, I can't even go to that section of conversation because y'all won't even be able to comprehend or be able to keep up. But masculinity and femininity are just energies. They don't belong to sole individual.
So they're just energies. Okay. They don't belong to anybody. They're just energies. I've never heard it put that way. Interesting.
That's why I get so excited when I see this like this straight couple, and the man is clearly a little bit but he loves that black woman.
Oh, you mean like me?
He loves that black woman down. He loves her down, and she loves him down. But he got a little zest to him. He a little spicy.
Like me. But again, even that man with a little zest and a little spice, I don't think you're gonna find him at the red dress. So about, yo, with my homies. I don't think you're gonna find that.
I think it is just so cute how she just embraces that man and loves him. Because I feel like once we progress throughout these religious traumas and various that
whoa, not religious traumas and barriers
religion has placed on our fucking lives, we can understand that we have been holding ourselves back. My God, do y'all see yourself in these comments saying, what happened to our black men? Oh, this is why I can't find a husband today. No, bitch, you can't find a husband because you get that nasty ass wig on that you've been had on since 1990 fucking 6.
Oh, now we get to be misogynists. Now you want to be a misogynist because they ain't co-signing your shit. Come on, you could do better than that. What the fuck is on his head? Now that he leaned forward, is that a do-rag or is that a scarf? Anyway, that's not the topic. Don't be misogynistic. Don't start attacking the women. Why would you do that? You're confident in yourself, right? You are confident in your own skin, bro, right? People who are confident in their skin don't have to attack other people. They don't have to. They really and they don't generally. If they're truly comfortable in the skin, like you just said, you made a great point with the zesty dude. Like the zesty dude who loves his woman, right? He just happened to have a little sugar in his tank. But that doesn't mean he's gay. You know? I get that. But you're taking this to the moon, Alice.
Bitch, that's why you can't find no man. That's why you're single. Gay, straight, bi, they don't want you. Let's just be 100% clear. You look a mess.
So if you're a single woman because you ugly and you got a bad wig on and you don't keep yourself up, that's what That, that's his theory.
You look a mess. Huh? No, let's talk about it. I'm so tired of opening that goddamn comment section on these goddamn red dress videos as if this shit don't happen every fucking year for a charity.
Again, it happens every year in your world. You're not thinking, okay, there's somebody who didn't know about this last year, the year before, the year before that. They're just finding out. Like I found out about this event yesterday. So I found out about the event yesterday, and I just be like, "What?" Like, i- it's very New Orleans. I that's exactly what I said. I said it's very New Orleans. Actually, no, that's not what I said. I'm lying. When Lumberjack sent me the picture, I said, "Nigga." That's literally was my response. I literally like, because first I didn't. I was just like, "What are these black men doing in red dresses on the street in the middle of the day?" And then started reading, and I went down the rabbit hole, and then I went to the event page, and I was like, "This is very New Orleans." Um,
God damn. God damn. And then we have to get on here every single time. And you know, I also saw another creator, I'm going to shut up, who said, now, when we had the conversation about down low men, y'all said y'all didn't want to, y'all didn't want to date bisexual men, which she felt like was a preference. Cool. I can,
okay, yeah. If she don't want to do that, she don't want to do that.
if that's your whatever. However, she then said that I then understood homophobia a little bit more deeper with this red dress run, because why the fuck are these men who are minding their goddamn red dress business on your mind?
Because you're popping up in my feed 20, 30 times. So you're just supposed to keep scrolling. You can't say anything. But I bet you this. And I don't, how much you want to bet if he saw one of my videos pop up on his feed, would he be kind to me? Would he be respectful? Would he? Would he? No, probably not. He would probably say some of the most nastiest, vindictive, and I'm just assuming he could be. He may not, but I'm just assuming. You know that because this is the prototype. This is the prototype for the nasty comments. The people. I'm gonna shut up now. Anyway. All right. So yeah, if you want to go to the Red Dress Run, you can go next year at this. It's the second Saturday in August. You can go the week before. Um, you can go the week before for the white linen, and then you have the red dress, and then you have the dirty linen. 'Cause that's the linens you done farted in and everything. So now you wear that back the next week. We'll be back. All right. Oh, that actually should have been the main story. I didn't know that was gonna take that long, but it was just it was fascinating to me. And then I didn't know his video was 5 minutes. I thought his video was like 2 minutes. But he had a lot to say, so I just wanted him to say everything he needed to say. He made some good points, but for the most part, like disparaging women because they have an issue with your life choices is a bit crazy to me, you know. Again, if you're truly confident in your life choices, you don't care. You don't give a damn. You don't give a damn what anybody thinks. Anyway, so here we go. Donald Jaquavius Trump has declared a crime emergency in the District of Columbia, and he signed an executive order yesterday. And to say, and I don't know how they rallied and got the troops together so quickly. They must have had a heads up that this was going to happen. But literally took to the streets protesting. Democrats took to the streets protesting, including Maxine Waters. And I'm not going to share any footage of these protesters because I'm just done trying giving these people like any attention. They don't deserve any attention. They're batshit Toluca crazy. Excuse me. And I just don't know what else to do with the information at this point. So we will just let that be and let it go. Just let it go. So here's Donald Trump making the grand announcement yesterday.
Wow. I've been up here a lot. I've never seen a crowd like this. I think we need a ballroom, and that's happening. It's going to be a beautiful ballroom. This is really a lot of people, most I've ever seen in this room. And we're here for a very serious purpose, very serious purpose. Something's out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly like we did on the southern border. I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. And you people are victims of it, too. You know, you're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get
your head bashed in at every given moment. So that's how he jumped it off. And of course, as soon as he said that, they went bananas. And so and all the crying and screaming and pleading and begging and all of the foo-la-la that goes into that stuff. But let's be clear, this was necessary, and then trying to talk to bonehead liberals in my live stream on TikTok, Kiki, about a really serious issue, and then they're just making it a race thing. They're making it a constitution thing, which is not. He has every jurisdiction. He literally, if you read, this is the literal executive order on the whitehouse.gov website. If you go to the literal executive order, I think I have it. Oh yeah, here it is. This is the literal executive order on the whitehouse.gov website. It's not very long. See, they have got 5 sections. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm sorry, 6. You have 6 sections. It's not very long. See how quickly I scroll through that? And all it takes is the average person to go to whitehouse.gov, find said executive order, and just read it, right? No, we're not going to read it. We just want to feel. It should also be said that the mayor of Washington, D.C. was on the Breakfast Club this morning. You would think of all the places she could go, intellectual places, right? Places where you could really have the high IQ conversation. You go to the Breakfast Club. You go to the place where these people have the political IQ of a gnat. That's where you go. You don't go, I don't know, not Today Show. What's those one of those very heady talk shows where they talk very deep and they really talk about the issues that matter, like 60 Minutes or, you know, what was that? It was a Sunday morning show. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but do one of those shows. No, 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 no. You don't want to do that. We're gonna go to the Breakfast Club. Why? Because we need to keep the blacks all stirred up. The dumb blacks, not the smart ones. The smart ones know that this is a problem and that we need to get stuff together. The dumb ones are the ones out here protesting, thinking the world is coming to an end next week. And I'm just so tired of these stupid arguments. But there's a valid reason. So like I did a video on this yesterday. So if you go to paragraph 4 in section 1, and it literally breaks down these rates. Now they're like, these are flawed, these are flawed, these are flawed rates. They're not flawed. They're not flawed. And the rates they try to push back with are under investigation. So you can't use that as valid proof until they've been cleared. Like literally the person who contributed to these stats possibly lied. We can't use that. It simply states the magnitude of the violent crime crisis places the District of Columbia amongst the most violent jurisdictions in the United States. In 2024, the District of Columbia averaged one of the highest robbery and murder rates of large cities nationwide. Indeed, the District of Columbia now has a higher violent crime, murder, and robbery rate than all 50 states, recording a homicide rate in 2024 of 27.54 per 100,000 residents. It also experienced the nation's highest vehicle theft rate with 842.4 thefts per 100,000 residents, over 3 times the national average of 250.2 thefts per 100,000 residents. The District of Columbia is, by some measures, among the top 20% of the most dangerous cities in the world. Mind you, Washington, D.C., the land mass is only 61 miles. So 61 miles, and you are rivaling major cities, you shouldn't even be in the conversation when it comes to violence. But you're in this tiny little enclave in the DMV area, and you're and expected no one's done anything about it. And it's a fact. The reason why there was an uptick in crime is because in 2020 the District of Columbia City Council passed enormous amounts of legislation that prevented police officers from doing their jobs in excellence. So in other words, even if they were right, they could still lose everything. Um, they could be exposed administratively, civilly, even criminally. Even if they're doing their jobs and following the protocol. So now you have that issue. So then what happened? You got mass people who retired or quit. What am I going to stay here for? For what? What am I going to stay here for? You are literally telling me that I can't do my job. And if I try to do my job, there could be great ramifications for that. So here we go. 5 years later, there are 4,000 slots for police officers in the District of Columbia. 3,180 are filled. So that means they are short over 800 officers. So that's your first problem right there. People have quit. People have retired. They said, I'm not doing this. What's the point of me being here? I'm putting my life on the line every day for this city. And you mean to tell me if I even make a nano of a mistake, I could lose everything? Let alone my life, but everything. I could go to prison. I could be roommates. I could be cellmates with who's the George Floyd dude? Um, whatever his name is. It's not coming to me right now. And what's so crazy is, okay, now these officers, because of the 800 shortage, they overcompensate that with 2 million hours in mandatory overtime every year. because they don't have those additional officers and nobody wants to be a police officer. Hell, I wouldn't blame you. Why the hell would you want to be a police officer in this climate? And especially in 2020, and then all the fallout from that, and then the overreaction to everything, right? So it's not surprising. It's not surprising that crime is swelling. It's not surprising that these officers need help. They need help. And finally, they're getting some. Finally, they're getting some help. And y'all mad because it's Trump. Let's just say it. I would rather y'all just say that. We're not mad that someone's created a solution. We're mad that the person who created the solution is Donald Trump. And then we try to act like Washington, D.C. is a ghetto heaven. It's the perfect place. It's perfect. Ain't no problems here. What is he talking about? Because even the mayor of D.C. was on the Breakfast Club this morning saying the numbers are inflated and it's wrong. And you literally have the rates for police officers, the stats for police officers, the stats for violence, and all of this stuff. And then you have one of your department heads under investigation, and you want to sit here and convince me that what we were told is the truth. That do you think if crime dropped 56% in Washington, D.C., Donald Trump would have done what he did? No, he wouldn't have. There would be no reason to. So he declared an emergency. He told you why he declared an emergency. He told you how he did it legally, and y'all still mad. Y'all more mad at the solution than the shithole you live in. Y'all are more mad at the person who created a possible off ramp for this hamster wheel than you are the cycle of chaos and violence you've been living in. This makes no sense. This is the great okey doke. This is the epitome of Stockholm syndrome. This is the epitome of it. I've been wheeled and dealed and abused and beat down, and I'm trying to stay in my neighborhood. But if I go out, I could very well wake up the next morning and have all my windows bashed out because somebody saw a damn Tic Tac on the floor of my car and thought it was something valuable. Get the hell out of here, people. Stop playing in our face. Crime is swelling. Oh, it went down. And then it makes it like it was no. Crime can go down. Who cares? It's still a problem. That's like being the best house on a bad block. It's still a bad block. You're still on a bad block, and your house ain't that great. It's just that what you're comparing it to is terrible. Now the problem is, yeah, they have temporary relief, right? This is up to 30 days, and then it would take an act of Congress to extend it. But 30 days, and then what? Because even with that, even with that presence, and obviously this is going to show that rates will drop because when there's a presence, people don't act up as much. But the problem is the legislation that's still on the books. So you have this underlying legislation that it needs to be corrected. And if it's not corrected, basically we're doing this in vain. So instead of people work with the president and say, how can we help? What can we do to help improve our communities? And some people are. I saw a news piece earlier where people were really all in and was like, what can we do? Or I like this. Finally, somebody's doing something about this. And these were black people saying this. I'm glad we're finally getting something done here, because otherwise this was just a free fall. This was a war zone. And so the stats that y'all are toting as, somehow DC has become this magically safe city, which is a bunch of malarkey because, actually, let me pull that up since we're here. Because, y'all seem to think DC is now this safe, amazing, cute city where everybody can go. Meanwhile, you had the two Jewish people who were killed back in May. And then you had a person of Doge.
By the way, I have to say that somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in the terms of government and in terms of protection, we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
So yeah, so y'all beating up on Doge folks, y'all harassing people. I saw one news report where the woman literally went off script and was like, "Yeah, it's bad here." And I'm pretty sure she was a liberal, but she was like, "Look, she white woman, I got jumped. She got jumped on the way to work." She said that one of her colleagues literally had their car stolen that day. But no, there's no problem. There's no problem. Let me get these black people riled up and acting like stupid people. Oh, you people, when are we going to learn? When are we going to learn that it's not Donald Trump? It's the lies you've been fed by the Democrat Party, who have always been in control in DC. DC has never had a Republican mayor or a mayor from any other political party for that matter. They've all been Democrats. So when do you get to the point where you understand that the problem is not Donald Trump and it's not the Republicans, it's you. It's your voting habits and it's the political party you keep voting for. That's the real problem here. And until you change that, you're going to keep getting the same result. Here's Scott Jennings, irritating people on CNN.
But there's an obvious difference between D.C. and any other city in America. A few months ago, I was in Union Station and saw a body hit the floor at the bottom of the escalator in Union Station because there was a murder right in front of me. Wow. Up on the second floor. I was going to get a tie, and I heard the shots and saw the body hit the floor. So I've been listening all day long to people trying to make some argument that Washington, D.C. is a safe place. It's not a safe place. And we can argue about statistics and numbers. There's a police commander right now on suspension because there's some allegation that the statistics have been altered. But we can argue about that all day long. Nobody in their right mind who lives there or visits there on a regular basis would tell you that Washington, D.C. is safe, and everybody who goes there knows it, and everybody who goes there knows it.
I don't know that anybody's saying that Washington, D.C. is a panacea of no crime.
Ooh, panacea. Ooh, she said panacea. Go ahead, Abby. Panacea.
CBS. Hold on. It's bad. Hey, hold on a second. I lived in D.C. for a long time, okay? It's not a panacea of no crime. But I think the point made by Tara, and we have the data, the most dangerous places in the United States.
And here we go. Deflect. We're not talking about massive cities, hundreds and hundreds of miles and millions of people. We're talking about 61 square miles. Near the nation's capital, near one of the most popular destination spots in our country. We're not talking about these cities. And this is how they bob and weave and deflect to other things. And then you realize all of the cities she's about to name are Democrat ran.
D.C. is not in the top 10 list.
Have you ever seen a body drop in the number one? Because they have a higher murder rate than...
Okay, let's look at all these cities. Democrat. They're all Democrat run. So you're literally proving that you're making it worse because you're trying to frame it like DC isn't even in the top 10. DC shouldn't even be on the list. It's only 61 miles. It shouldn't be on the list. You're missing the point. It shouldn't be on the list. Trump is well within his rights to send in the National Guard because it is an emergency. And the fact that people are more mad that Donald Trump took action versus the fact that people are getting knocked upside their damn heads and shot and killed and et cetera, is crazy talk. Y'all sound like a baboon's ass. Nobody cares about this list, Abby. Nobody cares. You don't even care about this list because all of this is Democrat ran. All of it. All of it. These are Democrats running these cities. from the mayor to the city council to the alderman to every single person and to comptrollers, every position is pretty much Democrat run. Republicans have very little to no influence in this. But, we'll keep blaming the other man.
And then Washington, D.C. does. The number one place in your home Memphis, Tennessee. So,
and I told y'all my Memphis story. I told y'all my Memphis story several times. That is the one time. And I didn't even know Memphis was like terrible. I didn't know it was bad like that. I truly felt like a white black man. I was like, yo, this is really ghetto. I was like, wait a minute. How the fuck is this? How is this legal to be this ghetto? Nah. I was so uncomfortable. I went to the supermarket. It was terrible. It was terrible. It is just terrible. Anyway, so she'll make excuses. Oh damn, really, Bree? That makes sense because I would have been with the white curfew. I was like, yo, this is a bit more ghetto than I could handle. Like it was too much. It was too ghetto. Yeah, it was too ghetto for AJ. It was too ghetto for me. But anyway, going back to what Scott referenced, because this is just a bunch of malarkey that Abby's talking about. The Metropolitan Police Department confirmed that Michael Pullum was placed on paid administrative leave in mid-May. This happened just a week after Pulliam filed an equal opportunity complaint against an complaint against an assistant chief, and the police union accused the department of deliberately falsifying crime data. According to 3 law enforcement sources familiar with the complaint, the union claims police supervisors in the department manipulated crime data to make it appear violent crime has fallen considerably compared to last year. She didn't say that on the Breakfast Club this morning. The mayor of Washington, D.C. did not say that on the Breakfast Club this morning. She basically went up there and made it seem like Washington, D.C. was a resort town. Just go there. You can go around everywhere. Nobody gonna bother you. Pulliam. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. The former commander of the 3rd District that patrols Adam, Morgan, and Columbia Heights was placed on leave with pay and told he was under investigation for questionable changes to crime data. 5 law enforcement sources familiar with the investigation told News 4. Now, did he not think that when you say that violent crime suddenly was slashed by 50% and we have an 800 police officer deficit, that nobody was going to ask questions, you fucking twit? Did you not think about that? Did you not think about that? Geez, we're short 800 officers. We're pushing 2 million hours in overtime every year. But yeah, crime is down 50%. Nobody ever thinks these things through. Jesus. What were you thinking, Pulliam? People, I mean, did you really think you were going to submit that and nobody was going to analyze it? Nobody going to say, damn, crime is down this dramatically? Then you have officers on the ground in DC saying, yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. And not only is it bad in terms of crime, it's bad in terms of the labor that these officers are under. Like, you going out there putting your life on the line every day, and then you're bound by these damn pieces of legislation that came through post George Floyd, which is basically restricting you. So what is the point of even having police at this point? Just have a free for all. Just let these people kill themselves off so we be done with it. But the problem is now you're spilling over into the nice parts, right? Now you're coming down into the nice parts and you're attacking people down there. You're attacking news reporters and people going to visit museums and people who actually work in the Trump administration. You're attacking them. How did you think this was going to end? Now, if the mayor of DC went on the Breakfast Club and owned up to anything, but of course she isn't. She's never going to own up to anything because it didn't improve under her watch. And so therefore she's going to smoke and mirrors, baby, smoke and mirrors, and go to a black ghetto show and talk black ghetto mess to black ghetto listeners who aren't highly intellectual, not all, but enough. And that's what you're going to get. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a bunch of emotional people screaming and yelling into my live stream later on today, talking about DC. The numbers are flawed. They're already in my comment section on Instagram. The numbers are flawed. This is made up. Oh, he just made this up. Like, for what? He just made this up just to do it because he just felt like doing it. You people are pathetic. Y'all will live in the most rat-infested, violent shitholes known to man and sit back and act like everything's okay when a Republican's in charge. And then when a Democrat's in charge, you too chicken shit to hold that Democrat accountable. It's your fault. The people of DC kept electing radical, crazy people, stupid Democrats with the leadership skill of urine. And we're supposed to sit here and say, oh, yeah, we get that, we get that, we get that. No, we don't get it. We don't get it, we don't like it. We don't get it, we don't like it. So go on with that mess. Go on with that mess. Anyway, I gave y'all extra half an hour today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I had extra notes from the show yesterday that never happened. But I appreciate y'all for watching this afternoon. If you would like to support the channel, please go to AJsRANTroom.com. That is our official merch store. We are not monetized here. So if you so choose, you may go there, and we have everything from hats to hoodies to gym bags to duffel bags to backpacks to sneakers and everything else in between that you could think of in terms of apparel and leisure wear and things of that nature. And it's almost gray sweatpants season, so go grab you a pair of gray sweats. Show them how. No. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys on the next one later.